Hi everyone, I'm Gogh, welcome back to this channel. Today in this tutorial I will be painting a landscape. I want to work on a sunset painting and talk about warm and cool shades in painting, so let's get started. As a surface I'm going to use Belgium linen with oil ground. The size is not really big, 30 times 40 centimeters, which is 12 times 16 inches approximately. I do not suggest taking a really big canvas just because it's a very simple and quick study, even an exercise. So it's not about the size in this case. We need to figure out how the warm and cool shades work in painting. I'm working with bristle brushes in the beginning, not using a lot of medium, just a tiny bit. I mixed Odour Thinner Gamsol with Stand Linseed Oil by Michael Hardin. Check the list of my art supplies down here in the description for this video. And of course we start from mapping out the big spots of light and shadow. In this case we have a lot of shadow, the clouds are mostly in the shadow, and the lower part of the canvas, the hill, the field, there is not a lot of light, not a lot of going on, so just like a big spot, we need to block in right from the beginning to find a good composition. I'm using something like burnt sienna plus ultramarine. It's quite a neutral color, and we can start from this color in the beginning and then we'll turn it to something warm or something cool. Okay, after this quick and very rough underpainting, I want to start working on the color. Kind of blocking in the main spots. The clouds are very cool, so in this situation, when painting sunset, we can see very obviously that the sky, especially the lower part of the sky around the sun, is really warm. What does it mean? It means it contains a lot of warm orange and reddish shades. Just look over there. The sun is really warm, the area around is very warm, it's like cadmium orange, maybe cadmium yellow deep, and something like that. So this is warm. And the clouds are otherwise very cool, like sky blue, ultramarine, and I'm going to use a bit of magenta. So this is the basic rule. If we have warm light, the shadows will be very cool. If we have cool light, the shadows will be warm. In this situation, warm light, cool shadows. And you can see it very well on the source picture. I'm still working very thinly because I need to find the right silhouette, nice, good looking shapes. But even right from the beginning, we can work on the colors. You see that I'm using very cool ones. I mixed Surf's Blue by Van Gogh with Ultramarine by Michael Hardin and just looking for these silhouettes of the clouds. By the way, I want to remind you that you can find a lot more information in my full-time video tutorials, which are available for download from my web page. They all contain source pictures, palette video, and of course voiceover. If you want to improve your drawing and painting skills, check them out, and you'll find a lot of information about tonal values, colors, proportions, composition, and anatomy of the head. I always have special offers to make this tutorial affordable for you. And of course, I always make new lessons to help you out and inspire you developing your skills. There is also another way to watch my full-time tutorials. You can stream them on my Patreon page. Most of my full-time tutorials are now available on my Patreon page, and I add new episodes every week. Of course, you are getting access to the source pictures and the list of my art supplies. Follow my instructions and explanations to paint alongside with me and make your own amazing art pieces. The monthly subscription is only $5. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to improve your painting skills and explore your creativity with my online painting tutorials. Check out the links in the description. Okay, let's continue. Let's mix some ochre, some ultramarine, a tiny bit of medium, And I want to work on the lower part of the canvas right now, just because it's a very big and very dark and cool spot. The thing is, if you look at the source picture, that there is a hill which is very cool green and the field which is warm green. So again, it's a very good example of different greens. One is cool and the other one is warm. Again, warm means orange, yellowish, something like that. And if you look at the source picture, you can definitely see that the field is very warm just because it's catching a lot of direct light from the sun. And the hill, which is close to horizon, is very cool just because there is not a lot of light over there, it's mostly in the shadow. It's a really great explanation, a great example of what cool and warm shades mean in painting. So okay, right now we kind of blocked in the big spots and we need to work closely on the sky, mixing up some Yellow Lake by Michael Harding with lemon yellow and magenta, and I'm gonna work on the sky on the low part, which is warm. You see that I'm using very warm shades compared to the clouds, which are really bluish. So this is the basic rule we need to understand when working on any painting. Something is warm and something is cool. I'm painting very roughly right now. Again, just big spots, no details. Don't smooth anything out. Right now it's still kinda rough underpainting. So let's mix some white, magenta, tiny bit of source blue and paint the lower part of the sky, which is a little bit cooler than the central part because it's not a lot of light over there. The less warm light we have, the cooler it gets. So the lower part is quite cool. We need to use some magenta, maybe if you have some violet shades. Well, actually it's up to you which colors to choose. I think that in the beginning you can make the colors even stronger, on purpose. You can paint the low part of the sky just pure orange, pure cadmium red deep, and maybe a tiny bit of white for the sun, and use something like sky blue magenta for the clouds, just to understand, to figure out how it all works. And then, while working, you can soften these relationships. But right in the beginning, it makes sense to make this color difference even stronger, just to figure out how warm and cool shades work in painting. I mean, again, just an exercise. You can do any experiments you want to do. Just relax, have fun, don't care much, don't worry about the result. In this case, it's all about the process, learning and understanding the basic rules in painting. When working on the sun, of course, we need to use some white, though not too much, otherwise it's gonna look a little bit too cool. I mean, the sun, of course, is very warm, so we don't need to use a lot of white, otherwise it will be a little bit like maybe lemon yellow, but not warm yellow. You know what I mean. And then painting the area around the sun, softening the edges of the sun, just make it shine. The clouds above the sun are getting a lot of sunlight, so that area is gonna be lighter and warmer. And that is how we can make this effect of shining sun. Pick up a bit of ultramarine with lemon yellow to make this cool dark green for the lower part of the painting. Again, this part is very cool because in the shadow, not getting so much light. Again, when painting, compare with the field, which is really warm green. It's just such a good example, this painting, of warm and cool shades. You can always compare and visually see how it all works. I'm still working with bristle brushes by Dale and Rowney. At the very end I will take a soft and small flat synthetic just to work on a few details or soften something. But right now we still need to work on the kind of big shapes, big planes, so we don't need to work with soft brushes. Okay, I think we have blocked in the main big things, and now it's time to work maybe a little bit on the details, though it's not about the details as I mentioned in the beginning. It's mostly about these big relationships between the light, which is warm, and shadows, which are cool. Though right now I'm gonna take a soft small synthetic and just work on halftones, on just transitions between the light and shadow, just soften something or smooth out, just finish like we normally finish a painting. I think I'm getting close to the end. I really hope that this exercise was helpful for you, interesting, and I inspired you to take your brushes, follow my recommendations, and maybe even paint alongside with me. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments down here. Don't forget to subscribe, more lessons are coming out this week. Find me on Instagram and Facebook, and of course remember that you can find my full tutorials either on my webpage or on my Patreon page. Thank you for watching, guys. I wish you good luck. Here I'm gonna stop and see you in my next episode.